All right, guys, this is some footage from the summer. So, what we're going to do is we're going to go through some different days. Some are going to be from summertime, some are going to be just from a few weeks ago, but it's footage that I didn't show you. So, let's see here. This should be back from when I was like when I first had torn my pec and I was trying to just get some light lifting in, and I used all Flex Fitness machines. Sorry, I'm talking so slow. But yeah, so I use these Selectorized machines. Now, this is Powerhouse Pittsburgh. You probably saw it all over the place. I actually like this. This is one of my favorite fly machines. Not for rear delts, but I have used it for rear delts. But my favorite for pack flies. The only reason why I don't like it more is simply because the weight is limited. It only goes up to 220 pounds. And before I tore my pec, I was actually maxing the machine out. But it's a great machine. I would love to actually own one and maybe just jump in it. But to be honest with you,
All
yeah.
right,
And if
so
you're taller than I am,
hitting
you're
chest
not having
today
a good
after
time.
got done training my cousin, which he's doing pretty good. He doesn't need too much direction right now, so just going to make some changes to his plan by hitting chest the best I can. Going to be using some different machines here. The usual, maybe I'll record that. There's some other stuff I don't think I've uploaded, but did get that. I got a pec strain, a tendon strain, no, tendon sprain, which basically means it was torn, but it should heal. Like, it's not torn off the bone. It's not torn in a way that I should be overly worried about it. So I'm just trying to get some blood into it, stretch it out. Not stretch it, like overly stretch it, but just enough to keep the range of motion and work through it. May do the physical therapy. A lot of people, they get hurt, they don't do the physical therapy, things don't heal right. So I'm either going to do that or get the exercises like I got for my back when I injured my back, which wasn't training related. I did the physical. My doctor just gave me the physical therapy stuff to do myself. I was way out of college, but I mean, he had known me for a few years, so he knew I would be able to do it myself. So we'll see. Anytime you get hurt, I actually recommend doing the physical therapy. I recommend. A lot of people don't know what they're doing to do it themselves, so to get back in motion themselves, or they'll skip out on what they need to do, or just go full tilt or do something else crazy. I know what went wrong. Basically, going off script, going off plan. That's why you stick to the plan. That's why I'm always so anal about it. And every time I'm not, something does go wrong. But it is what it is. Another thing is just that I think you should do it. I think you should do it just to make sure everything is the way it needs to go, even if you're trying to still hang on to your regular training. Because I'm supposed to be dieting and everything, I want to be able to keep muscle mass in the process, build muscle mass if possible in the process. So just do the best that I can, but do everything as correctly as I can. I asked I didn't even ask. I told him I was planning on coming in today, doing some training, or some light work, just get blood flow to the muscle and everything. He said no pressing, no flies. I think he said that as a joke because he is an orthopedic specialist. He works with athletes, I believe. So he already knew that light work, get blood in the area was going to be, I'm going in there and I'm going to do what I can do as best as I can for the most part, even if my intention is just to get blood to the area, because that's what always happens when you come in and train. It just takes over. So he said that, I believe, as a joke, no pressing and no flies, because that's the only way you really train chest, right? So yeah, I'm gonna do some other things. There are some exercises I'm aware of that help rehabilitating pec sprains, pec tears. So I'm gonna incorporate that, if not today, throughout the week, because the physical therapy is supposed to be 2 to 3 times a week. So I'll probably do that at least another day of the week in addition to my regular training. But I'm going to make some alterations to help the recovery process. I'll let you guys know what's up with it, basically. So setbacks are the trash. Setbacks suck. I don't do flat pressing, and this is why. This is the second time I've been injured in the gym, and it's connected to the same exercise. So do with that as you will. And I stopped because people usually get injured doing it. So
All right, so I had a follow up since this video, obviously being that it was now maybe, shoot, like 9 weeks ago or more ago. So 4 weeks after this, I had a follow up and basically found out it wasn't the tendon, but the muscle actually tore right where the tendon and the muscle meet. So it was different than what initially was thought. Not sure if that's better. Not sure if it's worse. So we're waiting for it to heal. Still hasn't healed yet. This was like mid-August. And I'm making this video literally the last week of October. And let me tell you, this month has flown by. Like literally, I have no idea what happened to it. What I like about this machine is it has a footstool. And I've been doing more chest at home because I have a Nautilus 2ST vertical press that also has like a, not footstool, but like, I can step on it and get it started, right? More machines should have that. But you could tell by the little bit of weight on the stack, it's probably like maybe 50 pounds or so. And I'm being very intentional and very careful with it. But this machine is nice, it's compact, it's smooth. At one point I thought maybe I should get this for the house. Like maybe I should have got one of these. But it's a single weld, heavy, difficult to move. And I don't have an ability to get something like this in the home. Plus, I already have my machines that I have, which are good. So I don't need to try to get this and the incline that I'm going to be using later. But I do like these machines. So if you're at Powerhouse, definitely give them a try because they actually feel pretty good. They're pretty good. They're good machines. Now, if you want to have the Flex machines, Flex Fitness, at one point Star Trek bought them. I don't know what Star Trek did with the designs, but they definitely did not use them. It's like they tried to innovate on them and made them worse. I don't know why they did that. But a lot of the designs are now coming back under like Mega Mass, Bolt Fitness, and these other people. I guess the patents are up. So we'll see. We'll see. But the selectorized units seem to be forgotten. Everyone likes the leverage machines, but nobody seems to be recreating the selectorized like I'm using because I like these machines. And I gotta do, like, they feel good. You can adjust the angles on here and they actually hit pretty well. So I would love to maybe go back and train on these exclusively. Well, not exclusively, but like regularly, just to see how it hits the chest because I only trained here for a period of time. It's a little bit far from my house during the school year because I'm all over the place. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. Shout out Belief in Fatherhood. Protects your life. Sure, it's old. So, yeah. But, yeah, I know you see it. So, if you got questions, yeah. I don't even know if he's still making these, but what's happening? All right. And here we go. On another day, hitting legs at Webb's World of Fitness. This is several weeks after the last clip. Okay, as you can see, I got different clothes on. I'm in a different place. Oh, actually, I got the same pants on I had in the last clip. Well, I have two pairs of these pants, but anyways, hitting legs. Started off on the Magnum. I will say the Hoist Rocket. I've never tried the Hoist Rocket for leg extensions, but I may because their machines are made to move the way the body naturally moves. And as I get older, I'm like more of a fan of that concept. So between honestly some machines I've been looking at,
racing the clock here at Webb's, people often ask me, just joking, nobody asks me, but people often do notice my attire and it starts conversations. So sometimes people wonder, what is the point of wearing, Christian apparel or paraphernalia. All right, has Yeshua, right? Or Yeshua, Aramaic name, the Jesus, given name of Jesus, or from if you're Chinese, Yesu. Now y'all know where the Yesu comes from. But it's a great conversation starter. Often when I'm out and about, even if I'm at different gyms, I know I go to different gyms and work out. If y'all in the game, y'all do the same thing. It's a conversation starter from either other believers, mostly other believers, and sometimes people who are just questioning. But, you know, hey, let's let everybody know we're in this together. We're not alone. A lot of times as Christians, we get this isolated mentality like it's us against the world. I mean, it's us against the world, but it's not like you're not a lone soldier out here. And it starts great conversations so that iron can sharpen the iron. What do we do in certain situations? How do we acknowledge it? How do we tackle it in a way that honors God, that's biblically sound, and not a way that's standoffish or us just being jagoffs using God as an example. And we can correct many errors that way just by a loving conversation. The body needs a tune-up too, you know? The body takes care of itself. The physical body, the spiritual body needs to do the same. So that's it for that.
All right, so back to what I was saying. I would actually like to probably train a lot more on these machines. If I had access to them more regularly, I would definitely use them. I know it seems like I'm at Webb's a lot, but that's because every time I visit and it's a training day, I go to Webb's because I'm originally from this area, so I always go and train there. To the point that some people actually think that like I train there every day and that I'm like local, like I've actually like live close by, and I don't. But anyways, so yeah, like look at this. It some people don't like the rocking movement and they get so caught up in that. But if you're focused on training and what the movement feels like and how it's engaging the muscles, you're not going to get stuck on that. I really like these machines. As I get older, like I said, machines that move with the body, not despite the body, are starting to become a big deal. And for those of you who are like, oh, well, you're not that old, I'm not. But you get training gauge on you and you just become aware of things. Like you see, I have little joints. I've been training for a long time at this point. I just appreciate things that move with the body, move well, and will add to my longevity. All right. So here we are on the Nautilus Steel abdominal crunch. I like the Nautilus crunches. The only Nautilus crunch I've ever used that I didn't like was actually like a first generation one, which everybody likes. There were a whole lot for sale at one point around me. Like everybody bought one. I do not know where they got them from, but they were there. So, yeah. Don't like those ones. Also like the hammer strength because they're very similar. On another day I visited Webb's, I actually used the hoist. I like the hoist one too. But I definitely prefer this. Like if somebody said, hey, you got to buy one, pick one, I would pick this. Probably not the hoist because I'm not going to enjoy this long term consistently. Also, when I go to Powerhouse Pittsburgh, I used the Nautilus app machine there once they had it moved out of the way just because they were rearranging some stuff. And I was like kind of disappointed I wouldn't get to use it. But they said I could use it. Well, actually, some random guy said I can use it. And I found out afterwards that he actually didn't work there. He was just a random dude, but he said it like he worked there. So I figure, let's not ask any questions and just use it. And then if I'm wrong, it's already used and I already got the workout in. But it was no problem. It was no problem. If I wanted to use any other machine over there that day, I couldn't have. But that, I was glad that he let me know. Turns out a girl used it right before me, and that's why he said that. Am I talking too much for this video, guys? There's music playing, and I don't want to get copyrighted. I always get a copyright strike when I'm here because of the music. And remember, guys, Wipe your machines down. You see what I'm doing? Wipe the machine down. I think I kind of did a lazy job here because the gym was closing. I told y'all earlier I was racing the clock, so I really rushed to get that wiped off. But usually I spray the machine and wipe it